Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banya Sharada of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Banya Sharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala. And today I'll be coming out with an impromptu. It's not really planned, but without further ado, I'm gonna play this video, then I'm gonna get some scripture.
We begin with the latest on Japan's moves to expand its defenses. In a major policy shift, the government has announced it will partner with the UK and Italy to jointly develop a next-generation fighter jet. It will be Japan's first major defense industry collaboration, not including the United States, since the end of the World War II. The Defense Ministry plans to replace the Air Self-Defense Forces F-2 jet. The main contractors include Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the UK's BAE Systems, and Italy's Leonardo. The Defense Ministry says collaborating on this project will reduce costs, and it hopes to deploy the fighter starting in 2035.
Going forward, we will jointly develop excellent fighter jets that bring the technologies of the three countries together. We hope the cooperation will encourage innovation in our country's broader economy and serve as a foundation for peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific as well as European regions.
The UK's ambassador to Japan told NHK the development is not aimed to counter any single country.
It's about partners with shared values.
The truth is, it is being developed to counter specific powers in the earth, one in particular. But let's continue.
Working together to develop a capability that is critical to keep us ahead of the threat from elsewhere and to give us the ability to maintain peace and security by having a credible deterrent capability.
Ahead of the project, the government is considering changing the rules around the export of defense technology, including the kind that will be used for the fighter. Current guidelines only allow Japan to export equipment as long as it contributes to peace, international cooperation, and national security.
As it says here, it says Japan is only allowed to what it says here, develop things that lead to international peace, and so forth and so forth like that. Uh, you're using sense and you're using the spirit of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. It sounds like a restriction put on them by a specific ally that does not allow, does not want them to develop a means or a reason to defend themselves should a possible threat come their way. Read between the lines.
NHK World's senior political commentator Masuda Tsuyoshi is with us in the studio. He has been following Japan's fighter jet program for many years. So Tsuyoshi, Japan appears to have shunned the US in favor of Britain and Italy as development.
That point right there, he said Japan has seemingly shunned the US for Britain and Italy's help, right? This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 2. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." As you can see, a lot of these supposed allies of the US, the machine, the hammer of the earth, their supposed allies are now allying themselves with other governmental powers in the earth, such as Italy, France, Brazil, Africa, and so forth and so forth. But it says here, I have made thee small among the heathen. Esau is becoming more and more hated. He's actually, Salakia, the less of the heathens. He's the lowest of the low. The Lord says, what? Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Esau is hated, and he's becoming increasingly more and more hated. What? Among in the world and among the other heathen nations. Esau is becoming greatly despised. When you despise something, you hate it. That's a different type of dislike and hate. But let's continue with the video.
Partners for its next generation fighter jets. This is a very big shift from US manufacturers who've been Japan's only technological partners in the post-war.
A major shift. A major shift from the norm. The Lord is saying He's gathering these other nations up together, and they're gonna come against America. But it says, "All ye that bend the bow, gather." Just roughly paraphrasing, gather around her and shoot your arrows upon her. Meaning these other nations are gonna team up together and come against America.
Age, what is it about?
As you say, Japan's air self-defense force has so far operated only US-made or jointly developed fighter jets. Right now, Japan's F-35 and F-15 fighters are from the US, and the F-2 is jointly developed. The benefits of this are that it gives the SDF interoperability with the US military. For this reason, the Defense Ministry had wanted to continue its US partnership. 2 years ago, it selected Lockheed Martin as a candidate company, but the requirements and goals of Japan and the US have changed, and the contract was not signed. That's where Britain and Italy come in.
So what's the main factor behind this decision?
The biggest reason is the US timeframe for developing next generation fighters. This did not match Japan's needs. Another factor is that the US appears to have doubts about the future of manned fighter jets. The US eventually aims for aerial dominance with unmanned aircraft capable of autonomous combat. So I think the US wasn't attracted to Japan's next generation fighter jet program, which is an extension of existing manned fighter jets. On the other hand, the UK aims to deploy its next fighter jet to replace current Eurofighter in 2035. This matches Japan's needs and could create a win-win relationship between Japan and the UK. And Italy has emerged as a partner this time because it was a joint developer of the Eurofighter jet with Britain. Another factor in the shift away from the US is what has been called Japan's past trauma over joint development and procurement of fighter jets.
What does trauma mean in this case?
In the 1990s, Japan had a plan to develop its own fighter. But the US at the time was struggling with a huge Japanese trade deficit. The US pressured Japan to jointly develop an aircraft based on its F-16.
The truth of the matter is, U.S. The destroying mountain, the hammer of the earth. The truth of the matter is, the U.S. was just really holding Japan up from developing any means to defend themselves should a betrayal or something happen concerning the hammer of the earth that is now broken and cut asunder, i.e., Babylon, America.
The result was the F-2. Certain aspects of the compromise left a bad impression in Japan. During the F2's development, the US is said to have been reluctant to share information about its technology. At the same time, Japanese technology is said to have been taken by the US. It was a bitter lesson for Japan. There were further difficulties about 10 years ago. Around the introduction of the F-35, Japan initially sought the F-22, which was said to be the world's most potent fighter jet. But citing national security, the US would not allow exports of the F-22 to Japan. Instead, Washington pushed Tokyo to buy the F-35. Since then, some Japanese politicians and bureaucrats have indicated their dismay at the US over fighter jet procurement.
So I guess Japan believes it can be more of an equal partner with Britain and Italy, but how will this latest development affect Japan's relations with the US?
Japan has tried to lay some groundwork behind the scenes, and it seems to have won US understanding. The Pentagon said in a statement that it supports Japan's cooperation with what it called like-minded allies and partners. In addition, Japan and the US will start cooperating next year towards the joint development of an unmanned aircraft to support another fighter in the future. But for now, Japan will embark on a historic project to jointly develop fighter jets with countries other than the US. Much attention will be on these efforts to combine the most advanced technologies from Japan and Europe.
Quite interesting analysis, Tsuyoshi. Thank you so much. We begin
Salakia. So here we go. This is back at Obadiah, and as
with
you,
the latest on Japan's move.
like I said, so we back at Obadiah. Well, never really left, but I'm gonna get verse 7. It says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him." So all these other nations that were once allies of America, they have walked off from America. They're now turning to the other nations, and they're doing you say projects, and doing trading deals, and so forth and so forth. These are all the men of the confederacy of Babylon, i.e. America. They have brought what? Esau even to the border. They don't pull a quick one on Esau. You know, the ones that were at peace with him: Japan, France, Germany, you know, that were once at peace with him, they have deceived America. Because now they're doing, rather than trilateral deals, they're now doing bilateral deals. Meaning they're bypassing America and dealing with each other. You know, and as it says here, what has Japan done? Japan has effectively walked away from America because of all the tomfoolery that America is about and been doing, trying to keep Japan from developing systems of defense to defend against a threat. Only allowing them to develop things if it contributes to so-called international peace, you know. But the men that were at peace, these countries that were at peace with America, have deceived America and prevailed against America. All these other countries is doing deals, and America can't do sugar honey iced tea about it, because America is now a third world country. It just has the effects have to catch up. Hadn't caught up quite yet, but they're slowly catching up. And it says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. So those that ate the bread of America, that did business with America, these deals with America, fighter jets and nuclear and plutonium enrichment. Well, they you know, they're doing these deals, money passing, you know, hand from hand to hand, from country to country. What are these other countries done laid a wound of them unto America? And then guess what? It ain't no understanding in them. They ain't got no understanding. They like, okay, whatever, America, you did this, we tired of you. We gonna go deal with such and such and so and so over this way. And we ain't gonna really mess with you like that no more. And America can't see it. The ones that run America, the king of Babylon. But let's continue. Let's go to Micah, because Esau stayed developing and devising wickedness. And the fact that America was stalling and dragging his feet on Japan about developing certain things, which was by effect or by default keeping Japan in a unguarded, unprotected state. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And that's twofold. Because Esau stayed devising iniquity and working evil upon his bed. You know, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Esau stayed going behind closed doors doing wicked stuff and coming up with all kind of wicked measures and means and grievousness to affect others. And Esau does this why? Because it is in the power of his hands. Because according to Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So everything that we are seeing and will see thus far and in the future, you're going to see a lot more countries walk off from America. You're going to see a lot more supposed allies ally themselves with other countries outside of America or other than America. So yeah, this destroying mountain that destroys the whole earth, the Lord is bringing this place down. And with that, Shalom.